Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday number 149. 150 next week. So we are going to be continuing with the penmanship by Melissa Esplin today, and we are going to be going on to lowercase cursive. So I hope you guys have been practicing your print, and here we go for cursive. All right, so like we said, today we are into lowercase cursive. So what we're going to be doing today is, remember, you got to use your journaling pens, either 0.01, 0.03, or 0.05. I've got 0.05 and 0.03 here with me. And also, I'm just going to read this really quickly. So by connecting each one of the lowercase letters together, they don't all have to connect. That is a very big thing. Writing faster will become much easier. It's a difficult style to master. Don't get frustrated, especially if you're learning cursive for the first time. It can also take up a little bit more space horizontally and vertically. Start slow to learn muscle memory. That is a very, very important thing because you're going to want your hand to remember what you're doing, or choreography between letter connections. As the muscle memory builds, writing will become much faster. Working on drills before each practice will help smooth out lines and make loops and curves more consistent. Connect each letter during practice instead of repeating standalone letters. This style is elegant, modern fusion of italic penmanship and upright business penmanship. The traditional foundations give a cohesion, and the upright, angular styling make it easier to learn. So that is what we are doing today. And like normal, I'm going to take them out of my album here. Take out all of this, and there's a lot more to this one than the others, as you're seeing here. So like always, I have my Bursa mat here, and that is going to help me have a firmer writing station. And so what we're going to start is with the basic strokes. I'm actually just going to push that up a little bit just so my hand can kind of come into, actually I don't need to push that up, I need to push this up. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. I realized last time I wasn't really underneath the camera as well as I should have been, so I'm very sorry about that. But it should be good here. So remember your tracing paper here. So these are the basic strokes that we are going to start with. And once again, remember, she gives you all of her vocabulary here. And we're just going to start with these foundation letters. I'm going to start with my 0.05 black, or if you want, you could use the pewter. I just have the black one handy right now. So once again, she gives you all of her little tips that she has. So a 45-degree angle on the oval dictates the spacing of each stroke, letter, and word, which is great. The ovals found on the ascender and descender loops are upright, so those are straighter than on a 45-degree angle. And this oval is going to help you shape all of the other ones as well. So that's just my quick run through of the first one. I practice cursive a lot more than I practice print, so you might see that this is a little bit easier for me, but that's just how I roll. I like cursive better. I think it's cleaner, but that's just my personal preference. I definitely have to practice my print more. But as you saw, my hand was moving there, not my whole entire, just not my wrist, it was my whole arm. And remember, you really want to get that motion in. So then we're going to start with our letter groupings like normal. So remember to grab that piece and follow what you had just done with the basic strokes. Follow that here. And also remember to follow her little guidelines as well. So as I was doing this, you can totally have the same feeling as these compound curves, the overturn and the underturn. Definitely played a huge factor in this first letter grouping. Oh, and I had forgot to actually put the dot on the I here. Don't forget that like I did. That's not a good thing. But then we're going to go into our other letters here at the bottom. All right, so I actually want to just zoom in here and show you something quickly. All right, so you can see the letters right on this, right? So as you can see here, it kind of tells you like the 1, 2, 3, whatever. But the C specifically, the 2, you can actually see it gives you that curve. So I didn't do it when I first did it just because I couldn't see it very well because I was rushing a little bit and I messed up. But first the 1 is up and then the 2 kind of has a curve on the top first, which you can kind of see right there. So if I'm going to do this C again, I'm going to go up to the 1, and then I'm going to come curve and then come through. I'm not very good at connecting yet, but that's what practice is for. Nope, didn't like that first start. See, that was a lot better, but I still need to work on getting my 1 up and then my 2 to connect to that. See, that was a lot better. So once again, constantly practice. Another one I really struggle with is the R, and I have an R in my name, which is great, but I really struggle with the R. So that's another one that I'm going to really be taking my time to work on. So it goes 1, down, and then up. That was a little better. So once again, just take your time. Remember, different strokes. You want to pick up your pen and continue them. So as you keep doing this, you're going to get more and more inconsistent. Just like the S too. The S is a big one that is more difficult as well. So the S has 3 parts. You got to go up, then you come down, and then remember to pick up again. Up, come down, pick up again. All right, so that is our first sheet. Put that off to the side, and then I'm going to bring this in. So this is our next letter grouping. So as you can see, I messed up the F here, so then I just started over. Not a big deal. And you'll find that some of them are like others. So this D was very much like the A, and I had messed that up too. So that is something I'm going to have to work on. Because it's got the very similar flow to the A, where it goes up, then down, and then the 3 crosses. So some of the motions I do still have to work on because I'm used to doing my A's. This is just me writing regularly. I'm used to my A's going like that. This is a completely different style where she's going to come up, oval, and then A. So, you know, just small little things that you've got to practice and kind of break from your old habits. So bad habits, old habits, whatever you would like to call them. And then this is the last letter grouping here. So she also has specific tips for every single letter grouping. So I thought this one was interesting. Because the F is both an ascender and a descender letter, it is going to be much taller than the other letters. So do you see how it goes up and then really far down? So use your upper arm to pull the pen towards your body, moving from the ascender to the descender stem. Don't make it too short or the F will start to look a little bit like a B. So that's a really, really good tip. So just to come back to the F, using your upper body, watch, my wrist is not going to move. You're going to go up, down, and up. Up, down, and up. And that one was not stable, so I got to make sure my hand is more stable on the table, but also loose. Up, down, and up. Do you see how much better that one was? And she's saying make sure that it doesn't look like the B, because if you look at the B right next to it, we put them on the same plane. The B is basically the same motion, but it's a lot shorter. So you just kind of want to watch for things like that, where that's a really good tip, because you always want to make sure your F looks like an F and your B looks like a B. So now to get into practicing. So once again, you're going to start with the basic strokes, and now I'm actually going to go to my smaller one. So this is a 0.03. So you can see I continued to go until I no longer had any space on here, or it continued to start it to fade out. So then just pick your letter like normal and start practicing them, and go letter by letter and letter by letter and just keep going. So I'm going to skip, though, to here. So this is going to be lowercase cursive forming words. So this is the correct way to write something, and this is the incorrect way. And she's going to just start to show you all of these different ways to connect letters and why we are actually practicing the way that we're practicing. So as you can see here, over, everything connects at the top of the letters, and you don't connect them at the bottom. Like this looks like a U versus a V, and it looks more like it says ever than over. Same with brown. If you bring the B down too much to get the R to come down, like we've been practicing on some of them, it's going to look really funky. So because the B ends up, you've got to start the R in that same spot. So that's just some of the small tips that you've got to start thinking about when doing the cursive. So once again, she has this sentence, which I think a lot of us has probably practiced over the years, but it's a panagram, which includes every single letter in the alphabet. So this is a great place to start practicing all of your letters and starting to put them together, seeing where each letter will end and kind of how to add them all together. So let's go over this statement. So that is my sentence. Pretty good, not my best. But I was finding that I was thinking more about each letter and each step that I have. So once you start to practice this, you're going to think about, okay, where did it say this letter stops? Okay, let me do this enough, and now I've got to stop my pen and start again. So that's something that's really going to help you not just go right through what you're doing, but kind of stop, think about clarifying your letters. So this is also going to start to make you learn more. So these are just simple drills, and it's going to make you think once again about going up and going down and going up and going down and kind of connecting all of those letters together. And so these are a lot of normal typical words. These are just some smooth connections that she's trying to make you do, all of that. And it kind of just continues to go on to help you now try to make these full sentences and make your letters even cleaner. So like here, just as an example, everything comes out in the wash. So because of the nature of the letters in this word, the E goes right into the V. But you've got to remember, so when you do the E, you're going to go up and stop, right? That's how it stops. But the V, you got to kind of have that nice curve like you practiced. So you pick up where you ended, and you come down and up. And then you have a next E. So once again, you don't want to start down here because now it would connect to the V up here. So you got to start your thing here and then stop. And then where that E stops is the perfect spot because it's the top of the R. So then you do number 2 on the R. And now you continue down with your Y. And then the second step of the Y, continue it with the T. So I'm also really bad at kind of stopping myself sometimes, but words like the or an SH together, it's really easy for me to start to flow them together. So once you're kind of getting in your momentum, sometimes your flow of specific letters will be really well, and you've kind of worked that out in your handwriting, and it's become, like she was saying in the very beginning, it's become muscle memory in your hand. So it's a lot easier for you to do things like that and complete them. So that is our lowercase cursive. I hope that you enjoyed that today. I love the look of cursive. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And cursive also starts to lead into brush lettering. So that, I think, is why I love it so much. But that is our start of our cursive, and we will be getting into uppercase cursive next week. And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below. Also, our August weekend is in full swing, so if you would like to join us for that, all you have to do is place a $50 order on our website before tax and shipping. We will be focusing on happiest place, but if you've been watching our Facebook videos, if you're not on our Facebook, go subscribe, like, whatever, join our groups, all that stuff on Facebook. But we've been talking about the happiest place, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the 8.5 by 11 album, plus we're going to be making our own scrapbooking 12 by 12 pages and cards. So what we're going to be actually doing, because we know that some people don't like the 8.5 by 11 album, is we're going to be taking one of those kits and making them into 12 by 12 pages as well. Not doing that as part of the day, but showing you and giving you guys those photos, so you could always do that if that's not your style. But we've had a lot of people asking as well. A lot of our pages can be made into non-Disney pages as well, so you don't have to do it for Disney. And the cards are definitely not going to be Disney because they're just going to be typical cards. But All right, I guess that's everything. And
right.
we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are...
It's too bright. Yes, hold on, I gotta get used to it.
Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are here...
Your phone is like sending little shoots at me.
Melissa Esplin. So we are going... Oh, it's hot out here. Also, we...
I was getting bit. Sorry.
Hello. Also, we have a car coming up behind us. So if you would like to sign up on it, there's so many cars.